Hello, everyone. It's nice to see so many here, and I can't see you on Zoom, but I'll say the same thing to you. For those who don't know me, my name is Jocelyn Ubaldino, and I'm the president of the Etobicoke Camera Club for the 2023-2024 season. I can't tell you how good it feels to stand here tonight and welcome everyone to our first regular meeting in more than 3 years. Your ECC team has pulled together like never before to make this night happen. You asked for it, and everyone has delivered. When COVID hit, we were the first camera club to transition to Zoom meetings. And now we're transitioning to hybrid meetings, where some of you are joining in from home, and some are right here at Humber Valley United Church in Etobicoke. I want to say a warm welcome to everyone. Over the course of this season, we will have 12 hybrid in-person meetings similar to this meeting tonight, and the remainder will be on Zoom. It's our goal to bring the best of ECC to you, regardless of how you're attending. Here's the agenda for tonight. It's going to be a busy night, and we're going to attempt to bring you up to date on some club activities and changes for the season. Over the next few weeks, more information regarding updates and changes will be presented to you. As your president, I get to stand here at the podium, I'm not sure if that's good or bad, and talk to you, but the truth is ECC has a large team of members working throughout the season to bring you the best camera club we can. We have many new members to ECC this year, so I would like to start off by introducing our board of directors and ask those present to please come up to the front to allow members zooming in to see who you are. Please hold applause to the end. Well, that's assuming you want to applaud them, I'm sure you do. I'm not sure how broad the cameras are, so if you can please just all line up here. Don't take too much space, so please come up. No, I just want everyone at home to see. Next slide, please. No, back. Oh, okay. Other than me, we have our very capable Vice President, Ralph Croman. Come on up, Ralph. Hold applause, guys. More. Our treasurer, Paul Cordingley, can't be here tonight, but he sends his best wishes from the UK. Unfortunately, we don't have a secretary, and if we did, I would be thrilled to introduce you, so please volunteer. Then we have our competitions director, Leslie Kinch, who works tirelessly to organize, prepare, and oversee our competitions. You can't help yourself, can you? Then we have our program director, Carmina Marushka, who also deserves it, who works hard to bring you top quality international guest presenters. Of course, we also have our social director, Eva Michalek, who takes care of all things social, including our holiday and end-of-year banquets. Then we have our membership director, George Messer, who is a friendly face and first point of contact for most new members. Our social media and public communications are handled by Penny Rintoul, our communications director. And last but not least, we have our past president, Barb Marzalik, who is an ex officio director. Thought I would throw that in so someone doesn't come back and correct me. Barb is disappointed she couldn't be here tonight, but she also sends her best wishes. Please join me now in recognizing our board of directors. Okay, you're done. Thank you. In addition to the board of directors who are responsible for overseeing and managing the club, we have numerous other committees where the real day-to-day work and grunt work gets done. Next slide, please. Again, for the benefit of those at home and in the interest of time, please be ready to come to the front. We have the programming committee made up by Mary Chamberlain and Carmina Marushka. You get to, That's okay, you get to come up again because this is different now. Of course, not everybody is here tonight. Mary's not here, but Under the leadership of Leslie Kinch, we have the Competitions Committee. This is a big group. Get ready, guys. Judy Griffin, Bruce Barton, Sam Elogio. No, Carmina, where are you going? Gina Jang, John Markle, Bill Rainey, June West, Karen Young, and Shirley Trentowski. We have the Social Committee led by Eva Michalek, including Irene Barton, Linda Smith, Sharon A. Olson, Christine Kolbiowski, Catherine Rydell, Doris Woodenberg, and Gina Jang. And of course, Greg Waters overseeing the Technical Committee. Okay, you can stay there, Greg. We want to stay online. Greg makes sure that everything technical comes together to bring you our meetings. That includes Frank Job, Brian Kwan, Alan Morrow, Sean Jennings, and Tammy Couture, none of whom can come up because, as I say, we want to stay connected. Thank you to everyone. This is only a few of the volunteers who run this club, and if I tried to name them all here tonight, we'd be another hour just naming everybody. So please forgive me for not mentioning everybody, but thank you. I forgot a few. Okay, you sit down. We'll continue without you. I forgot a few. I should have turned my page. We have our Outings Committee, led by Sam Elogio, together with Leanne Hay. And we have our CAPA representative and O3C rep. ECC is a member of CAPA, the Canadian Association of Photographic Arts, and O3C, the Ontario Council of Camera Clubs. We have Ralph Croman as acting CAPA rep and Alex Konyakov as our O3C rep. Come on up, Alex. You see, I told you I was only recognizing a few volunteers before. It never ends. We can't, as I said, we can't recognize everyone. I've said that when I got confused earlier. Okay, thank you very much to every one of you. Next slide, please. We have some housekeeping matters. The church has asked us to remind everyone of the location of fire alarms, which I meant to take note of before I came in, but they're all over the place. When an alarm goes off, please use one of the exits and assemble outside. Do so quickly and orderly, please. But of course, that's not going to happen. Washrooms are on this floor opposite the church office. You can go through either door right behind us. Prior to COVID, we had 10-minute breaks, but depending on the evening, they were sometimes 15 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes. But now, out of respect for those zooming in from home, our breaks will be a maximum of 10 minutes. Please be back in your seats and ready to start after 10 minutes. When entering the hall, please use the main door, which is now this door, and pick up your name tag. At the end of the evening, please put your tag back on the table. Try not to take it home. That was always something I've struggled with. Next slide, please. While we work to ensure our hybrid meetings are a success, please bear with us if the odd glitch should occur. They happen. For now, if you're joining us from home and would like to speak up or ask questions, please enter your comments in the chat. The chat is being monitored and questions will be read out at an appropriate time. It is our hope that we can soon offer those at home the ability to talk and interact with those at the church. But first, we want to ensure that everything is working as well as it could be here before adding in that extra element. And we do ask for your patience for those of you at home. Next slide. This is something we keep asking for and people keep ignoring, but we do have to get a little bit more strict on it this year, guys. We know that using your correct name when logging into Zoom can be a challenge for some, but please remember to do so, and if necessary, learn to do so. It helps us to keep our meetings secure and to know that only members and welcome guests are attending. After all, nobody has the name iPad or Cadillac 1953 or Linda 1936. We need to know who's on the call, guys. So please, if you don't know, go out to Dr. Google. You can learn everything you need to learn on Dr. Google. And now for the fun. Well, for me anyway. I hope for you as well. At the end of the season banquet in May, we presented a very deserving member with an award of appreciation. Unfortunately, due to illness, she was not able to attend her own celebration and missed the award. We would like to repeat it here tonight. On occasion, ECC awards certificates of appreciation to members who have given outstanding commitment and service to the betterment of the club. In addition, such members have usually worked diligently in one or more positions on the board of directors over many years. It gives me great honor to present a certificate of merit here tonight to a very worthy recipient. Leslie, come on up. Leslie is what you might call an accidental member of ECC. Her parents, Art and Rita Tracy, were longtime committed and dedicated members of ECC. As they got older and needed assistance getting around, Leslie would bring them to the club. And in 2008 decided, heck, she's coming anyway, why not become a member herself? And we're so glad she did. In 2016, Leslie assumed the role of competitions director, quickly becoming a valued member of the board. She has now held the role continuously since, and is the second longest serving member in the role, second only to Diane Sawatsky, an honorary member of ECC. This is significant because being competitions director and performing to such a high standard is not an easy job. Some of you may not have a good understanding of the many tasks that Leslie performs, usually behind the scenes. So in brief, I will fill you in on a few of them, only a few of them. Planning and organizing all facets of the competition and evaluation process. Liaising with our technical team, outside competition judges, and the Ontario Council of Camera Clubs, all while working with the many member volunteers who assist her. Together with the program director, she coordinates and helps to plan the competition schedule. Under the O3C judging program, Leslie identifies and works with members, club members, who are training to become registered O3C judges. She prepares and presents image salons following each competition, organizes the Image of the Year competition and salon, and ready and organizes all of the wonderful awards for our end of year banquet. However, it is not because of those tasks that Leslie is being recognized here tonight. It is because of the excellence, the commitment, and the tireless dedication that Leslie demonstrates while performing her role to such a high standard. So Leslie, on behalf of the board of directors and all club members, don't cry, you're gonna make me cry. We thank you and are excited to present this certificate of appreciation for everything you have done to contribute to the success and betterment of ECC. Please join me in congratulating Leslie. Where's Barb when we need her to take a photo, guys? Someone have a camera? Nobody has a camera? Okay, here's Greg. Here, it's your award, you hold it. Hold on.
But I'll put you on board though because you self-focus. And nothing coming out of your head. Great. I'll send it to you.
Congratulations, Leslie. So that wraps up the main part of my introduction tonight, except for a few things. One is, when I was elected president, I was given this gavel. And, you know, I've been looking for someone that I could beat with it, but, you know, I was told that's not appropriate. Oh, Doris is putting her hand up. So with this gavel, I would officially like to call this meeting to order. And we have some, Judy Griffin has asked me to announce that we have Kappa magazines here at the front desk. Help yourself, take them home. She doesn't want to take them home with her. And Eva has asked to come up and say a few words, and Eva is our social director.
Jocelyn, Sorry, before we carry on, can I just say on the chat, there was a whole lot of congratulations for Leslie, just so you know that you got a lot of way to go, girl, and congratulations. Okay, thank you.
I just want to say hi and welcome. And after 3 years, we are celebrating and having a special cake tonight. It will arrive at 8:15, and hopefully all of you are waiting to have that special dessert tonight. It has a lot of whipping cream and a lot of custard. And so therefore, for those people who cannot have these things, I have some vegan treats as well, and also strawberries. And there is also caffeinated and decaffeinated drinks. So everybody can have something so that you're not all saying, well, I can't have this and I'm going to go home without cake. All right? So do enjoy at 8:15.
Thank you, Eva. So with that, I would like to call on our membership director, George Messer, please.
Hello, it's great to see everybody in person again after such a long break. I'm George Messer, and I've been the membership director for about 9 months. I'm pleased to report that at the current time we have 114 members, 22% better than a year ago, and our membership situation is in good shape. We have 15 new members that joined us during the fall season, and they've joined us mainly because of the excellence of our presentations. The names, I think, are shown on the board behind me. And if any of you new members are in the room, please stand when your name is called and give a wave to everybody and be recognized. The new members are Andrew Fraser, Benjamin Joshua Lee, David Kennedy, Ingrid Standish, Karen Adams, Larry Bin Colin, Marianne McCouche is here. Mike Grandmaison, Ron Harrison, Sean Jennings, Maureen McVarish, Suzanne Barton, Sylvia Davidson, there she is, Tracy Halliday, and Stephen Jurasek. Now, in addition, we have 8 members who were with the club previously and have come back. And they are Fred Allen, Upali Guanarte, David Jackman, Carolyn Lagerwerf, Sandra Lauren. Oh, she's here. Clive Tong, Brian Sheridan, and Helen Spears. And in addition, we would like to recognize 8 honorary life members that we have in the club. They are Mark Bargent, Carm Griffin, Judy Griffin, Rod Lord, Don Polton, Maggie Sale, Julian Sale, and Diane Sawatsky. So, welcome back to all of you. Great to be back and great to see so many faces in the audience tonight and online. To speak to us on things technical.
Thanks, George. I just had to change the presentation there. Double duties here tonight, so bear with me. Okay, so ECC hybrid, what is it? We want to misspell or myth bust some of the questions or rumors or speculation about what a hybrid meeting is. You're all part of it. This is a hybrid meeting. You can come to the church in person, or you can join us on Zoom. Hello, everyone on the camera. It allows the best of both worlds. Our goal when we started talking about hybrid meetings was to start having meetings back in the church here so the people who live local and wanted to come back in could meet each other face to face and socialize and say hello and shake hands and give a hug and get a free coffee, if nothing else. And also see some great speakers. But we did not want to lose any members or turn off any membership that couldn't come, either because of distance or health issues, weather issues. And we wanted to make sure that the great speakers that we have, some will come in person, but a lot are from other parts of Canada, the US, the UK. We had a speaker from India. We've got people from Australia, New Zealand, all around the world. We can bring you those speakers by using Zoom. So that's why we want to keep using both an in-person format as well as a Zoom format. Think of it this way. It's takeout, only fresher. No delivery fees, no tipping, no warming up. You can sit at home in your slippers and you can watch the show, or you can come in and say hello to everybody. Either way, it's up to you. You have a choice. It will evolve. The system that we've set up, and I'm going to introduce the technical team members in just a second, and their role here, but the system that we've set up will evolve. We need your suggestions, whether it's here in the room or whether it's folks at home on Zoom. Please make sure that you share with us suggestions and comments so that we can improve as we continue these hybrid meetings throughout the year. The other thing I'd like to mention is that chat is the way to communicate. For those of you that are at home, I think Jocelyn mentioned it in her opening, those of you at home on Zoom, the way to communicate with us here is through chat. Tammy is one of our brand new volunteers to the tech team, and Tammy has volunteered to come on board and manage those chat sessions so that there is someone dedicated to view the chat. If the folks at home have questions of the speakers or presenters in the room, Tammy will interject. We've got her a wireless mic over there. She'll interject and ask those questions. I would ask that speakers or presenters that are in the room, just remember, the folks on Zoom only hear the question if you repeat it in the microphone. They don't hear it coming from the audience. So if you can bear that in mind, when questions are asked in the room, we'll repeat it over the microphone. What else? Our meetings are all recorded. We'll be recording all of our meetings. Takes about 48 hours for that to get processed and loaded up to our YouTube channel. We send out a link once it's available for viewing. Because a number of our presenters ask us to put it with a password protected link, we will ask that nobody shares those links. It's for your private use, and that they're not to be shared or distributed further. I'll just remind you of that. What else? I think that's all. I want to introduce the technical team and let you know who they are, and then if there's any questions, we'll take some questions. But our Zoom administrator on Zoom is Alan. Alan sets up all the Zoom links. He manages all the meetings. He makes sure that it all gets out to you. He assists the board of directors and the committee chairs in setting up their own Zoom meetings, make sure it's all running. He's the one who hits admit to let you in from the waiting room. So he's got quite a bit of power when it comes to Zoom. Brian, I think many of you know Brian. Brian manages our member website. He does a lot of programming in the background, makes a lot of changes and administers that website. He also runs the presentations, the break slideshows. He gets them all ready. Jocelyn or Barb previously or others will provide the content, and Brian makes sure that it's all ready to go out during our Zoom presentations. Frank is our webmaster extraordinaire. He's our broadcaster. He has set up our OBS system that allows us to do everything that we're doing here tonight. So special thanks to Frank. Tammy, I mentioned, our newest member on the team, who's sort of directing the show for us and managing chat. We've got Sean, who's not with us tonight, but Sean has come in. He's got a lot of technical knowledge and experience, and he's helping Frank with the OBS. And as we get better and learn more about what we can do, Sean will be more involved in that. And I'm kind of the guy who's just running around and doing all the grunt work, and I'll answer questions if there's questions. That's kind of my role, but I work with the board of directors and making sure that the programs that are put together can actually get through the technical team and get out and get running. So that's a little overview of what is a Zoom meeting, who are the folks behind the camera, if you will. And if there's questions, I don't know, Tammy, if you have any from Zoom world, or if there's any questions here. Yes, Doris. Question was, can you tell me what OBS is? And you know what? In the technical world, we use all these acronyms and we assume everyone knows what it means. So my apology, I should have explained that better. OBS is Open Broadcast System. It's a software program that allows us to mix multiple camera feeds. It allows us to mix what's coming through the projector so that the folks at home can see the projected image. It allows us to Sorry, June, just 1 second. Okay. If everyone on Zoom knows how to use the hands up icon, which is available in the reactions panel, to alert Tammy or others on the presentation that they have a question. I think that what Tammy is doing, and Tammy, correct me if I'm wrong, but Tammy is managing that chat. She's right in there on a dedicated screen, so she can see everything that's going in and out of chat and keeping track of questions. So it's not, I think when we have live presenters who want to have questions asked, raising your hand is much more important. But when we have Tammy managing the chat, I think we should be okay. But if you want to use the symbol to raise your hand, yeah. Okay, good. Tammy says she's good. Everything in chat is being managed.
I'll watch for everything. If emojis come up, if hands come up, I'll answer all of them.
Yeah, Tammy was just saying that as text typed into the chat field. So we've got that under control. Anything else? All right. I think I'll move on then. I'll pass it on. Jocelyn, are you coming back up, or is Sam? Sam and John are up next.
Good evening, everyone. My name is John Markle. We're pleased to announce we're doing photo editing evenings again this year, continuing from last year. First one is on Thursday, the 28th of September. The two apps that will be covered are Lightroom and Affinity Photo. So if you're a user of either of those apps, this would be a useful evening for you. We'll supply a photo to be edited and some work-along sheets to go with it. Sam and Alex will do Lightroom and I'll do Affinity Photo. So if you're using either of those apps, please consider joining us and playing along. It'll be a workshop format, so we'll do a little bit of instruction, perhaps 10 minutes, and then give you time to try out those few steps and then move along from there. So that's Thursday the 28th. Please send an email to info@etobicocameraclub.org and just indicate your interest, and we'll be in touch. Yes, Leanne. So far, it just depends. Leanne asked if the classes will always be on a Thursday. We've just chosen a Thursday because it worked well this month. So we'll see how it goes. Sandra? Sandra's asked, will they be recorded? No, I haven't planned to record them so far. So Sandra says, if you can't make the 28th, it might be nice to be able to watch the recording at another time. That's the consideration, Sandra. We'll keep that in mind. Anything else, Tammy?
Is this going to work? Can you hear me? Okay. John, we have a question. Are you still looking for other volunteers to help you out this year with this?
Oh, is that Sean?
Actually,
Oh, Barb's asking if I'm still looking for other volunteers. Well, not yet, but we'll see how the turnout is, how many people we're looking at, and perhaps I will be looking for more instruction help.
okay.
Dave? Yes, is Lightroom version specific? Yes, it should be the current version of Lightroom. It has the features that Sam and Alex will be demonstrating. And Lightroom has many new features from, I believe it was updated, November, December last year. And it has many refinements to the selections and masking, so that Sam and Alex will go through. So it should be the current version, because the older version doesn't have those features. Anything else? Well,
I just want to say the focus of this particular one is on masking and selection. So hence the reason why you really should be using the latest and greatest if you want to take advantage of, because it's highly AI based. And so it'll make your life a lot easier if you are on the current version. Yes. Oh. Right. So the question was, it was more of a statement by Doris. It would be a good idea, even if you don't have the current version, to attend anyway, because you'll get to see what the software has to offer, and you may in fact be interested in, I guess, purchasing or leasing the current version of Adobe.
What is the price for Canadians these days?
I believe I pay it on a yearly basis, and it's in US dollars when they quote it. I believe it's, don't quote me, it's $15 a month? It comes out to 15 Canadian. Okay, so it translates to Canadian dollars, $15, or $15 for both Lightroom, Photoshop. You also get the iPad versions, and you also get a minimal amount of storage as well. I'm not sure what that is, because I typically don't use that.
that's it anymore. And I believe Infinity Photo right now costs about $80 Canadian to buy. You don't rent it, you buy it. And it goes on sale frequently. And the other thing is, yes, if you're interested in it, you want to see what it's like, please come and join us. And you can even download the demo version for that evening. I guess you can probably do the same with the Adobe stuff, download a demo. I'm not sure if you can or not. I shouldn't say that, but you probably can. I know the Affinity demo doesn't last long, maybe 10 or 14 days, but that might be a consideration as well. And so now, Sam will talk about outings.
Thank you, John. Let me just put my notes down. All right, next slide, please. So I'm going to be very brief, because next week I am actually doing a more of an in-depth presentation on outings, but I just want to make you aware, this year there will be 13 outings. We've already had 2. First 2 were Canadian National Exhibition, which was a wonderful evening. Just yesterday, we went out to Norfolk County and went to Tough Mudder, and I can honestly say everyone that did go had a constant smile on their face. It was really, really entertaining. I had never gone, and I loved it. It was fascinating. Paul Cordingley has set up the next one for us, and it's the Waterloo Central Railway. The date that's been published on our website is wrong, because they had to do some maintenance. It was originally on a Saturday. They've moved us to the Sunday now. So it's a Sunday, and I believe it's around the noon hour. But anyway, I'll be publishing something and sending that out. Following that is McLean's Auto Wreckers. I have to I've sent them an email, they haven't responded, so I have to actually make a trip out there and work out a date with them, so hence the TBD on the slide, but that will happen over the next few days. The big thing you're going, please move forward. Thanks, Tammy. The big thing you're going to get by coming out to these outings is you're going to get unique pictures. I implore you to go out to the ECC outings folder and look at the previous 2 outings, the exhibition and Tough Mudder, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Especially yesterday, we got some really, really unique images. So you're going to be putting yourself in a position to get some really cool stuff. So following what we just talked about, we'll be going into the northern part up around Bloor Street, downtown. It'll be a Sunday morning. So we'll hover around that area, followed by an outing to Casaloma at night. That one will be on a Friday night. So we'll walk around the gardens and capture all their lighting. For the next few outings after that, I'm going to try and keep it indoors since we're getting into the heart of the cold season. So we're going to the Cambridge Butterfly Conservancy. Then we're going to do a mix of inside and outside, downtown Toronto, down around the southern part, and around Union Station, so we can hover inside Union Station, inside the Royal York Hotel, and other areas around there. The other thing about coming out for these outings, and I can attest to this because I've only been a member for about 4 or 5 years, and the first year I was a fly on the wall. I said nothing to no one. Honestly, I'm by nature a shy person, but coming out to the outings and pulling myself out of that shyness and meeting new members has made a world of difference. So it's a great opportunity to make new friends. So to work with the colder weather outings, we're going to go to Centennial Park Greenhouse, followed by an outing to Kensington Market, capture some really unique people images and just some really interesting images of graffiti and unique shops. Then we'll be making our way to Hamilton and exploring some of the waterfalls, followed by a trip which I'll mention in a moment. This is our last trip right now, is the Toronto Island Sunset. And then, if you can move to the next slide, the second to last one, but I put it on its own slide simply because I feel it's the best outing of the season, only because we did it last year. We went with capacity and we got some fabulous images, and that's the Canadian Raptor Conservancy. You get to capture birds in flight. There's no tether on them, there's no tags on them, and you know where they start, you know where they end, and you are extremely close to them. And these are rare birds that, like this eagle, just kept going right across that water on demand for us. It was just stunning. So if you haven't gone, it's an awesome, awesome outing. And we try to end every outing, depending, if it's a late starting outing, it's impractical, but more often than not, we either go for coffee or for lunch after the outing, and again, socialize with the group. And one more slide. Where to find information about the outings. First off, check your email. It's sent out 2 to 3 weeks in advance of the outing. The information is sent out. I ask everyone, if you can, please join the Facebook group for Etobicoke Camera Club. I've actually started publishing a PDF down there on Facebook where you can download it. That's on the Etobicoke Camera Club Facebook page. I also use that in the event that we do have to cancel an event because of weather conditions or whatever. That information is published typically the night of, or if we wake up in the morning and it's horrible at 6 a.m., I'll try to publish something about cancellation. And I also ask people to email me their intent to come, so that if we have to cancel for whatever reason, I can email you and notify you. So the last thing I want anyone to do is to make an unnecessary trip during bad weather conditions when we had to cancel. So if you provide that information, it makes things much easier. The Google Calendar, which is under the Programs tab on the ECC website, has information about outings and many other things, activities that are happening. The event details under Resources, Outings, Latest Posts. I put details that are generally available through the email or in the PDF document. I also put that there. So this information is in numerous places. And last but not least, Then there's the event outing field trip. Please go out there and have a look at that, because as we go to each event, people publish their images, so it's an opportunity to showcase what the people have taken. And last but not least is John Fraser's newsletter. Once we've gone out to an event, we publish, a little 1 to 2 line story about what happened and some of the images that we saw or took at the outing. That's it for me.
Okay, I'm Frank. I'm going to be talking about the website. All right. Just a second, I got to change something here. Okay, so this is our website. It's been like this a long time. Anybody who's been around a while has seen it, of course. There's a few things on here of interest. The most important thing is our program. So this is the full program. It's got all the meetings, all the presentations, no outing information. A key point, some people are, you're not sure if it's at the church or if it's going to be just on Zoom. So in this column here, anything at the church has a C. Okay, there's a few. Our next one is October 30th. So that'll be here and on Zoom. All church ones are on Zoom, same as tonight. More under programs. Eventbrite doesn't apply to us. We have a separate PDF just to show the presenters, just for your information, if you can quickly find them. We have the competition schedule. So this is all by itself because it's pretty detailed. So next week, Photographer's Choice 1 is the deadline. And the following week, I'll explain this for the new members, and so will Leslie. There's a review. You're allowed to submit up to 2 pictures, which get commented on by members here. That lets you prepare them and improve them for the actual competition submission, which is usually 2 weeks later. Of course, we got Sam's outing schedule. And like he said, this one is not quite correct, so he'll update that in the next couple of days. And he's got the date and the time. So Sam really wants you to email him if you're going to show. That way it lets him not only look for you, but it lets him tell you if it's not a go. And we have the Google Calendar, which has everything on it, including outings, presentations. Doesn't have any competition information on it. We kept that separate because it's pretty comprehensive. We have the newsletter produced by John Fraser lately. This is last season's newsletters. So in the newsletter, if you're new, you should look at a couple of them at least. In the newsletter, we usually have information about some members' information, some articles members have written, and then usually at the end, there's some results from competitions. So club information, lots of it. Goes back a long time. The next thing I would say is on the website, we have to upload images for competitions. So we do that on our members only. So at the members only website, you're going to log in with your user ID. It's usually your first name, last name. I'll log in as me. Don't look. Oh boy. Okay, not funny.
Always happens when you're under pressure.
That's true. Okay, so once you're logged in, the page doesn't change a lot, but on the top right, you'll see your name. Okay, if you don't see your name there, that sometimes happens. just press this home here, and then it would show up. I've never seen it not show up at that point. So we have a lot of stuff in the menu here, but what we're going to look at tonight is the competitions for this season. So we got Photographer's Choice, closing next week. So let's look at that. So the question is, as a new member, how do they get a password? Well, they should receive that on email. We set them up and email them their password. They've all been sent, apparently. Any issues, you always just send an email to info@etobicokecameraclub.org. That's our general address. So we tell it later. Later means now. I'll look for that option. Okay, so here we are again. So just to repeat, if you have any issues, you send an email to info@etobicokecameraclub.org, of course, and you'll get a response, usually from myself or Jocelyn. And if you really can't upload them because it's something difficult, I'll upload them for you, then we'll work on what's wrong. Everybody can do it, and everybody has, so you will succeed eventually. When you're finished uploading your images, you should go to the top right, and I know some of you don't, but I always log out. And then you can close that, and then we're back at the home website. Oh yeah, I wanted to show where our photo galleries are. We host our photos on SmugBug. So we got quite a few over the years. Sam mentioned the outings. Let's see what's in there. Here's something. Oh, look at that. Wow, okay, so some members are pretty good. I don't know how we move this along. Here we are. All right. So what you can do is look through this. You can see, Super Sam, you can see what our members are doing on the outings and whether you like these ideas, whether you want to participate. All right. Sometimes we do nighttime outings, like sunset. And I think I can say safely there's lots of winners come out of these outings. All right. And I think that's all I need to say about the website. Any questions in-house?
Just make a comment that if you haven't submitted for the photos, don't wait to the night of submission. Log in before a day or two to make sure you've got your password.
Okay, I'll repeat that. An experienced member who's had problems, I guess. Says don't wait till the last minute to submit. And quite true. If you submit on, say, Monday morning and it closes Monday night, odds are good we're not going to be able to help you. If you have a problem on Friday, almost for sure we're going to be able to help. Okay. A week ahead is nice. Nobody does that. Okay, I think I'm done.
Okay, we have Leslie up next, please.
Okay, so you already know who I am now. So why enter competitions? So contrary to Freeman Patterson's opinion last week, I have to say I think it's great to enter competitions. It's fun. Just to even see where your entries end up in the scoring process, I think is great. It's interesting seeing other people's images, and even doing that helps improve your own photography skills. So we all learn from others. This year, there are 6 digital competitions, all being judged online. As Frank's pointed out, everything's on the website. All being well, there will be a print competition this year. Jocelyn wants to get rid of the trophy. She's had it for 3 years. So it will be held here, as I say, all being well, at the church on April 22nd. So you have lots of time to get the prints ready. There are guidelines that have to be followed, particular ways of mounting your image, etc. But that information will come later, closer to the time of competition. There is a bunch of information in the rules already, so you can have a browse through there. And as I say, there is an award at the end of the year for the top winning print, which Jocelyn has had for 3 years. So I encourage you to enter competitions, even if you're brand new to the club. You can earn ribbons, recognition, certificates, trophies, for the wonderful images that you will enter. So as Frank mentioned, roughly 2 weeks before entry dates is image review. In-house experienced photographers will review images first, and then, will review the images, first confirming that the image is in category, and secondly, they may suggest ways in which your image could be improved. That would help you too. We have 3 division levels. New members are usually designated intermediate. Unless you have previous, I just love what I did here, photography exposure in other clubs or organizations. In that case, you've probably been designated into advanced or maybe even superset. All competitions are judged by qualified O3C judges from outside clubs. Because it's all online judging this year, everybody can request a comment on one image only. Previously, when it was live judging, Superset couldn't because they already knew everything. Judges will give constructive criticism on your image when you've requested a comment. So you learn from others. Salon nights, you get to see everybody's image that was entered. Also, we have gold winners presentations, sometimes silver, but not always because we never have time. But gold winner presentations, images are shown, the winning images are shown, and explanations are given on how those images were made. For each competition, the scores are recorded. Gold, silver, and HM ribbons are awarded, and judges select one top Gold of the Month image. So this year, including the print competition, it will be your best 6 out of 7 for advancing to the next division level. At season's end, members in the top 10 to 15% range will be moved to the next division level for the following year. Sam Elogio, outings person, had the top winning image of the year. That's the special competition that we have at the end of the year, where all images entered throughout the year are judged again. As Frank mentioned, hang on, where am I? No, Frank didn't mention this. But on the website, under resources, are pictures, history, and a list of winners of all the various trophies. So you can browse through that at your leisure to see who's won trophies in the past and what the trophies look like. Please note, it's written in the rules, but there is a change to the Ted McGinn Award this year. The award will go to the person with the top overall score for all competitions entered. So whoever gets the top number will get the Ted McGinn Award. Changes to the rules this year. So please make sure you check them before submitting your entry. Any changes are highlighted in red, just to make for easier reading. So Freeman Patterson, our rules are not a bad thing. They just make sure everything is judged on an even keel. This year, of particular note, hello. Go again? Okay. So, as I said, there are changes to the rules this year, so please make sure you check them. Any changes are highlighted in red just to make for easier reading, but read the whole thing. Yeah. Should I say that again? Yeah. Our rules are not a bad thing. They just make sure everything is judged on an even keel. Okay. AI, we don't want it. How's that? Okay. So AI, we all use to some degree already, just with just cloning a distraction out of an image is really a form of AI. But you know, it's gone crazy this year. So there is a section on AI in the rules, so please make sure you check that out. Next week, there will be an opportunity to discuss and hopefully answer any questions or concerns at that point. Of course, you know I don't know anything about this. I do the job because I love doing it, not because I know anything. But I have my team behind me. Team, you're going to be helping me, who all know a whole lot more than I do. Basically, though, you make the image, not the computer, is what it comes down to. Themed competition is not people in motion. Theme competition is music. This is the same theme as what Kappa has chosen, and so we're just going to run with it. We'll see how it works out. It makes it easier for us, gives our Kappa rep a whole bunch of images that he can select from. The guidelines have been copied into our rules, but basically could be musical instruments, or people playing instruments, or singing, or dancing, or whatever else to do with music. I have given some examples. Okay, so some examples, just suggestions, ideas. These images have been entered into different competitions. They're images that do belong to our members, so thank you. Many members, as Frank said, look on the gallery on the website. It has all the images entered into past competitions. It's an excellent opportunity for new members to check out the sort of images acceptable for the various competitions. But a word of warning, rules do change from time to time. So if you get an idea from viewing the gallery before entering the image, double check to make sure that the current double check the current rules to make sure nothing's changed. Because if an image does not meet the competition's criteria, it will be disqualified. Images are vetted. Click. Click. There we go. Oh, no, back. Oh, no, that's right, sorry. No, next one, sorry. There you go. I'm sorry. Oh, mine too. If an image doesn't meet the criteria, it will be disqualified. Images are vetted by 3 of my team members for each competition. If you're disqualified, you will be notified by email prior to the competition, but there is no option to replace that image. So don't get disqualified because you won't be able to put in a different one. Read the rules. If you're unsure, ask someone. So these are all the members that are on my team doing different stuff. The one before was your DQ team. So all of those people help me out. I would like to point out that Mike Brown is also on my team. He's basically my backup, and he's been great. He's helping me out with a lot of stuff. So I think that's it for me. Are there any questions? Okay, so, oh, I have ribbons. Hang on. Can I do it now or like, yeah? So these ribbons have been in my Barton and Irene Barton. You're in the same envelope together. Thank you. Oh, shoot. Thank you. I need a bigger table. John Fraser's not here, right? No. Gina. Gina Jang has a bunch of ribbons. Oh, it's okay, thanks. Thanks, Gina. I have a certificate for you. Award of Merit, Altered Reality. Is Michelle still here? No? Oh, well. Okay, I have 2 certificates for Michelle, but he's gone. Oh, Gina Jang, another certificate. This is from, no. You know why? Because there was an error on it. You've got this one, right? No, I don't remember. I have too many. Oh, what a show off. For those of you that are at home, Gina said she doesn't know. She doesn't remember because she has too many. Okay, that's me, I'm done.
Sorry, George.
Just two quick things. I'd like to welcome two guests that have come and joined us tonight. Barbara Kellum, there she is, at the back of the room, and Wendy Machino in the front row. So welcome. I hope you've enjoyed the presentation. The other thing is that on the table here at the front, I have a volunteer sign-up sheet. We're looking for people to be secretary, CAPA rep, MailChimp administrator, to work on the social committee, the technical committee, social media, and the photo editing group. If you have interest in any of these functions, or if you're watching online and you'd like to volunteer for any of these positions, please let us know. If you're in the house, please sign the sheets tonight. We always need more volunteers, and as Sam said earlier, getting involved makes it fun. So these are on the table for you. Thank you.
Thank you, George. I can't emphasize what George says enough, because the club is made up of volunteers. We're all volunteers, and we've got a tremendous amount of goodwill and energy in our volunteers. And if it wasn't for them guys, you wouldn't be here tonight. And I want to thank everybody here tonight and everybody at home for having an extreme amount of patience. The problem we were having tonight, I'm not sure if you all heard, but was related to our Zoom software deciding it was going to do an update, even though our technical team kept trying to tell it no, 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 no. It kept saying yes. So we do apologize. Especially to those people at home who may not really be aware of what's going on. And we appreciate your patience in sticking with us to the end of the meeting. And now there's going to be a bit of an opportunity for some networking and social for those of you at home. You know, one of the things that we heard a lot when we were meeting only on Zoom was people saying they missed the opportunity to just chat with people they know rather. So you're going to have that opportunity now. And we do have our past president, Barb Marzlik, on the line. I think she's still on the line, right, Tammy? Yeah. And she said she's going to coordinate that for you folks at home. However, you are welcome to stay on the line and just watch. I think they're going to run a slide presentation now, which has just got a bunch of updates on it. Is that right, Greg? Right, it's going to run on Zoom, correct. And what I will do for those of you here, because it does have a lot of valuable information, and I spent a lot of time preparing it, so I want you to read it, is I will send a PDF copy of it home through email. So please have a look at that. So I would like to now turn it over to Eva. Where's Eva?
Jocelyn. Jocelyn.
And what? Oh, sorry.
We have a question online.
Certainly.
Is a free membership draw happening tonight related to bringing in new members?
Because I forgot to write that on my notes. It's not here. And what I needed to write was, we messed up tonight, guys, I got to admit. And so that was the plan, that draw would happen tonight. Instead, it will happen next week. So those of you who have brought guests with you tonight can have your name entered into that draw if that person does decide to sign up. So there will be 1 week extension on that refer a friend program. And so you get another week to encourage members to attend, but it will happen next week. Thank you for that, Tammy. And just a reminder to anyone, I can't emphasize enough how much the info@etobicocameraclub.org email account is valuable. Any questions you have about anything, I don't care what they are, put them into info@etobicocameraclub. It is manned by Frank, myself, and George Messer as membership chair. And one of the three of us will get back to you or forward it on to the correct person. Maybe it doesn't relate to either of us, any of us. So if that's the case, just throw your question in there and it will get answered. So I think we're ready now, right, Eva? And we've got cake, and you at home will have to have your own cake. I'm sorry we can't share it with you. The table squeaks. And that's it. And with that, I want to declare this meeting concluded.
Okay, well, I'm so sorry we had to miss that. So anybody who's still on, we can have a nice open up your mics and we can have a nice chat online with each other. So I hope everybody got a lot of information today. Next week, I know that they're going to be talking about all the outings and seeing some of the some of the different people who've gone to previous outings. They're going to be presenting their photographs and having a couple of shows. So that should be really exciting. So I know we're missing out on cake. Unfortunately, not much we can do about that, right? So. But like I said, open up your mics if you have any questions, and you want to make any comments, you want to introduce yourselves. I see a couple of new faces as well. So,
oh, Barb, I was supposed to play the 10-minute break video, but it seems to have been forgotten.
I think probably Jocelyn probably forgot about it. I guess we can play it in the background. I guess it was supposed to be up on the screen.
It will dominate the screen and the mics.
Hi, Barb.
Hey,
I'm just gonna comment on that. I think we figured that you guys would play it on your end for the Zoom participants, and then honestly, they're just really heavy into the cake already. So
I figured as much.
We've lost everything over here.
Nobody can deliver a piece of cake to me, could they? Maybe.
Yeah, okay, so you know what, actually, for you guys that are online, if you have any feedback for us, just let us know. We know what the problem is. I did message you guys, you know what the problem is, so we'll get that sorted. But other than that, if there's any other feedback, then let us know. It's a lot of multitasking, but I think it went relatively okay.
When we didn't lose connection, everything was pretty good. We could see and hear the speakers. I'm glad they were repeating the questions because we can't hear the audience at all. Like it's complete. It's just little tiny muttering. So it's a really good thing to make sure that whoever is at that mic repeats whatever everybody else says, so that the people online can at least know what was being said in the room. So that was a good thing. So we just have to make sure that happens again. So.
And if I was repeating the questions from the chat, could you hear that okay as well?
Yes, there's a we lost you at one point, and I guess because you didn't have your mic on maybe, or hadn't connected you up. So that was good that we got a chance to get some feedback from those who are in the audience to the ones who are at home in the audience. So made us feel a little more connected that way. So
okay, that's perfect. Well, thank you so much. And if anything else comes up, then just let us know and we'll add it to for the next presentation.
Okay, yeah, great. Good
Okay,
job,
thanks.
Sammy. Thanks for joining the tech team this year too. That's great. I'm glad to see that.
Yeah.
Volunteering pays off, guys, and you heard the long list of people we're looking for. So if anybody here has some hidden talents or experiences they'd like to add to the club, please, by all means, contact any of us, Jocelyn or Ralph, even myself, and we'll make sure we hook you guys up. So, I joined the club back in 2016, and I've kind of never looked back. I kind of jumped on board and ended up being like the in charge of the programs for a while, and then I was VP for 2 years, and then last year I was president. And this year I'm the outgoing president, so I just lend my support to the new board, and it's been a blast getting to know everybody in the club. And it really is. It might seem like a lot of hard work, and sometimes it is a little bit once in a while. But we have so much fun when we get together. We've met at people's houses, we've had barbecues, and we just have fun organizing stuff for all you guys. So it's a great way to get to know people in the club really quickly. Really fast, actually. So anybody, like I said, how did you guys think about your meeting? Suzanne, this was your first ECC, non-presenter meeting. How did you like it?
Oh, this whole format is terrific. This is
Oh,
great
awesome.
because there's no way I'd drive from Hamilton like that many times.
Yeah.
This is just perfect. Yeah. And everybody's going to have glitches when you start, so it's no big deal.
You know what? For our first full on hybrid meeting, I'm pretty impressed. I think I'll tell you one thing: our tech team just rocks. They worked. Oh my God, the meetings that Frank and Greg and Brian and all those, like, I mean, over the summer months, they've been working their little asses off to get this going. So
Well,
I'm very impressed.
I was really surprised at how much was involved because, like, we've been doing Zoom ever since COVID came, right? For all kinds of things. But like now you're joining a church hall and people at home, and I'm really impressed.
Awesome. That's awesome. Well, hopefully we can get you out to one of our like outings.
Yeah, I wrote a few of them down. Of course,
Awesome.
the Hamilton Waterfall, I'll be there for that.
Well, you know, that's great. And who knows, maybe you'll venture out one of these days to one of our meetings too. Or at the very least, I would definitely recommend our Christmas social. Is just a blast. And I mean, last year was our first in-person one that we had since COVID, and we had about 35 people show up. We had an ornament exchange. Everybody bought food. We had so much food. It was awesome. Desserts and hot foods and cold foods and nibbly foods, and everybody showed off. We had a big slideshow of like Christmas images and everybody. So it's a really fun night. That would be one, if you can come out, I would really recommend it. And of course, at the end of the year is our big banquet, and our banquet is really nice. We have nice food, and everybody's all dressed up, and you know, and then the awards, we get to see what the image of the year is. So it's a lot of great way to end the season as well. So
yeah. Good.
And I encourage everybody to make sure you join up our Facebook group if you have Facebook. All you have to do is send a request. You can look up me, Barb Marshalik, or any of the other like Jocelyn or Penny Rental, and they'll just add you to our members only Facebook group, and people can ask questions. They'll sell equipment. They'll suggest like other presentations that they're seeing that might be of interest to people. So there's always something on there for everybody.
Okay, good.
But it's good to see you guys. You know, I know you guys opted for staying home at Zoom. I had unfortunately, I've had COVID for 2 weeks, so that is why I'm at home and not greeting everybody, because I'm a very social butterfly. But I did test negative yesterday, but for safety's sake and for comfort, I stayed home. So I didn't want to make anyone nervous or anything. So
it's been a long time.
Yeah, it hit me really, really hard with my mom as well, who's 82.
Yeah.
So both of us kind of got it at the same time. She actually got it first and gave it to me. So I was always worried I would give it to her. And the funny thing is she actually gave it to me. So it is what it is. We both survived. So
well, your immunities will be up for a while now.
Oh boy, will they ever? Yeah. But I'll tell you one thing though. After the 30 days are up, I will be taking a booster shot, just in case. So I will be at that next in-person meeting in a couple of weeks. Hell or high water, so I can get to shake everyone's hands and greet people. So,
Barb, you have to wait 6 months from your last infection before you can get a booster shot.
I was told 30 days actually.
Oh,
yeah, I think they've changed it now.
Health Canada and Public Health have said in the last week that it's 6 months.
Well, good to know that then, because the stuff I was reading was we have to wait a minimum of 30 days before we can get a booster. So good. I'll have to look that up again and stuff. So
Barb, I just wanted to compliment the club. I was looking at all the stuff you have on the go between the competitions, the guest speakers, the editing, the digital diner. You've got a pretty full agenda set up for this coming year. It's very impressive.
We tried to make sure we have something for everyone. So, I mean, if you're into competing with your images, seriously or not even seriously, just for fun to see what the judges think of your images and just have fun, you learn a lot. I jumped in head first back in 2016 and entered my first competition, the very first one, PC1. Never entered a competition before. I had just started working with a digital camera. I'd always done point and shoot before then, and I was fresh out of my first class of Humber College photography, so this was like, okay, I'm just gonna go for it. So I learned a lot. And images I never thought about before. Like I'm if you've been in the club long enough, I'm the nature photographer. So I've been lucky enough to win a couple of the nature awards over the last couple of years. So that's my specialty, but I've learned how to do like all this other stuff like black and white and the creative stuff, and some of the themes have been really fun. So it's really helped me branch out. I mean, I still really hate architecture, but I try. So, and I've learned a lot just from even looking at other people's images. So I really encourage people to don't enter thinking, oh, my images really suck. They probably don't, because I did that the first year too. And I actually came off, I don't know how it happened. I entered an image I really liked and it won Gold of the Month right off the bat. So I kind of got a baptism by fire over the very first competition I did. And I still think it was just lucky. I got a picture that the judges really liked. But, and then I've had images that have scored really badly too. And that's fine. I've learned sort of, you know, what works, what doesn't. And now it's like, I just have fun with it. You know, it's just a part of learning. So I really encourage everybody to try. And if it's not for you, if you don't like that whole stressful, oh my God, I'm stressing out from entering images, we have the digital diner every month. And that's very low key. It's really low key. We have a theme every month that Mary comes up with. She's in charge of the digital diner. It's done in Zoom. And it's basically you take whatever you want. It's not a competition worthy image. It's sort of like what Freeman Patterson said last week about not a competition judging environment, but talking about why you took the image and what the image means to you. And that's kind of what the digital diner is all about. It's kind of that. And we will give you a little criticism, like helpful ones if you want. It's like, you know, but I've seen some great images coming out of digital diner in a fun environment. And I've seen some of the people then take little tips that people have done, do them, and then enter them in competition and do really well because they took a photo that meant something to them. So if you can, our next one I think is the first week of October. I think they sent
Wednesday evening of that.
Yeah, and Brian's a regular of our digital diner. You know, Gary's been at our digital diner. You know, we've had people pop in once in a while because, you know, they had time or whatever. It's always on the first Wednesday of each month. And and then we have the hardcore guys. They're always there every month, and it's pretty cool. It's kind of like a little niche family in Etobicoke Camera Club, which I think is pretty fun. So, and then now we have this photo editing that's done by John Markle and oh my God, I'm getting a brain fart.
Sam.
Thank you, Sam. Which is really great. I've been to theirs last year. They had two. They kind of was their for the first time dipping their heads in the waters because they're both brilliant editors and stuff. And I said, well, put your money where your mouth is. Share your info with the club. You know, it doesn't have to be a formal thing at a top of a classroom with a blackboard kind of a thing. It's just let us, you know, learn something. And we're excited about that. The outings, yeah, there's a lot. You know, and then we're always looking for anything else. If anyone else has ideas for things we could do, or you know, you got a great idea. It's like, oh, it'd be really great if the club could do maybe this one day or something. Like Jocelyn said, that info ECC info number, email it to us or mention it on our Facebook page, the members only section. It's like, I got a great idea. What do you guys think about this? You know, and I'll tell you 9 times out of 10, we'll probably run with it. You know, because we're pretty open for you know, new ideas and new people helping out and stuff. So
good.
So just to confirm that the PC1 deadline is September 25th. So I guess in like 7 days from now.
Yep.
Yes,
It's
yeah,
midnight that night, and then I close the competition the next morning.
Okay, and
then I send the images to Leslie, and the judging starts.
And I can tell you now, the only way somebody's image would get disqualified from PC1 is if they've entered an image the second time around. They entered an
Oh,
image
like
they previously entered in. So
okay.
that would be literally the only reason why your image would be disqualified. It's the easiest competition because there are really no rules except for the ones that are listed for size requirements and stuff. It's kind of anything goes. It's kind of like those great photographs you have that you weren't too sure. Like, okay, so the one that I entered was that won the image of the month for PC1 was a breaching humpback whale, and there was a boat, one of those little boats with a whole bunch of tourists on it directly in the corner watching him. So there was so I couldn't use that in nature because there's a big giant boat full of people behind the whale that was breaching. But it was a great image because it kind of didn't fit any other category, and it was a live action shot, and it was frozen. The water was coming off of its like snout and everything. So something like that, something that wouldn't maybe fit another category, it's a great place to do stuff. I've done abandoned photography images in that category. Some people like to do creative stuff, something really different. I've seen a lot of flower photography in PC1. Kind of anything goes. It's one of my favorite categories because it's never boring, because almost every image you're going to see is completely different from the other image. So it's a fun one to kind of get your feet wet.
And there is no previous review session like there is for the later competitions?
No, because again, it's an open category. So
Okay.
there is no, is it in category or is it not in category? Like
I
say
see.
nature
Okay.
or architecture or music, that new music category this year, which is kind of exciting because we'll be able to use those images for our club entry for Kappa this year, which is music. So that's why we mirrored it along to make it easier for the Kappa rep to choose images and stuff. So that'll be a fun one because you can get kind of creative with that one. You don't have to just take a beautiful image of, say, a close-up of a violin or a picture at a concert of somebody singing. I mean, you can get really creative and do something really cool with, like, musical notes coming off of a piece of paper of sheet music, dancing, and stuff. Like, I mean, you can kind of, the world's your oyster with that kind of theory, like that kind of theme. So anyone
Great,
else?
thanks.
Yeah, no problem, Gary. Anyone else have any like questions or things you're wondering about the club or comments you want to make?
No.
Well, you know what? I think if no one else has anything to say, Roman, you're really quiet there and muted. No, you're muted. I can't hear you. I think he's saying he lost his voice because he's muted. So.
Yes, I have the something problem with throat also.
Me, I'm still coughing, so I've been drinking a lot of water, so I don't do that today. So, but well, you know what, guys? If no one else has any other questions, I guess we can close out the this portion of the evening if you want, and everyone can go relax and get a nice hot bubble bath. Start looking through your images to see what you want to enter for next week, right? Right? I can see everybody going back and start looking at photographs. And if you're not too sure kind of like what you want to enter, I find going to the photo galleries on our ECC website, if you go to the galleries and then go to PC1 competitions over the last couple of years, I think it goes way back to like 2012, I think, you can go and take a look at some of the images people have entered. And you can kind of get a better idea sort of like what you want to enter. That's what I did when I wasn't sure, kind of like, for some of those categories the first year. I was like, okay, what's this architecture about? Or this creative thing, what does that look like? Man, I'll tell you, when I did my first creative pictures, whoa, they were so bad. I didn't get the concept very well. So yeah, I and that was fine because it was a learning thing. But it's interesting. I've had some fun over the years, and when I look back at what I entered back in, say, 2016 to kind of what I'm entering now, I'll tell you, the competitions are a great growth thing because you'll notice a complete difference in a lot of your own photography just over the years and stuff, which I think is kind of cool. So
Good.
I'll just mention the first theme is water, and the email went out from Mary already for Digital Diner, if you're interested.
yeah, water. I started looking into that myself, and
Yeah,
I was kind of
right.
experimenting with colors and clear and a little aquarium and stuff. So yeah, when I wasn't coughing my head off, I was started looking into that. So hopefully I'm something to enter for Digital Diner in October. So
Okay, I'm out of here.
okay, you guys.
Good
I
night.
think we're gonna
Good
call it a
night.
night. You take care.
Okay.
Don't forget, next Monday is our next Zoom meeting, though. It's not in person.
Zoom.
So we'll see you then. Have a good night.
Night all.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.